Smoke. He's a gimmick. He's an anomaly. He's terrifying, both to play as and play against. He is so many things, and yet he is still relatively unpicked. The truth is, Smoke isn't a beginner operator. If you've just started playing, then don't start smoking. Sure, his ability to remove an entire area off the map temporarily might sound cool, but let me tell you, it sucks. First off, Smoke has very limited weapons. His choices are a shotgun, an SMG, and his sidearms, which are a crappy SMG and a pistol. And of course, his shield deployable, because his other deployable nitro cell doesn't even need to be mentioned. Nitro cells require very precise timing and the perfect aim to pull off correctly, neither of which I'm capable of. So you've got two choices of Smoke, both of which are very versatile. You can be the short-range, door-camping monster of your dreams, or the medium-range skirmisher with perfect headshots. Notice how each playstyle entirely depends on your primary? Notice how each playstyle entirely depends on your level of skill? Notice how neither playstyle can be attained at the level I am currently at? That's because both playstyles need the deployable shield, and both really don't require actual gas. I found Smoke's gadget to be excellent in exactly one recurring scenario: stopping pushes. His gas can halt the play completely in one area, be that area a door, window, hole in the wall, also known as an alternative door, or really anything. Any corner, any hallway, any small room can be completely shut down by the gas. This really helps your teammates recover from a previous push, or adapt to a change of play area, since most walls are destructible and nowhere is safe. Outside of stopping pushes though, Smoke struggles. His SMG is subpar, with excellent fire rate but bad recoil, and lacking a really good sight. His shotgun is great, it hits just as hard as a shotgun should, but a shotgun on defense is rarely a good idea, especially as a primary. Any long-range attacker, any really well-covered attacker, and sometimes even really quick breaching attackers completely bamboozle Smoke. His gas relies on his opponents being slow and methodical, or at least fearing the gas itself. So an attacker that doesn't fear the gas really doesn't have much to worry about, at least from me. And yes, since this is meant to be a channel for giving tips, here are a few that I figured out while playing Smoke for hours on end. 1. Never, ever depend entirely on your primary. If you're in a volatile situation, like maybe you run out of ammo, try not to reload before you get to safety, especially with a shotgun. It takes forever to load, and while it can shoot during its reloading animation, the aiming reticule disappears, meaning that you're basically just shooting blindly at the center of your screen, hoping you hit somebody, and I'm 90% sure the spread of the bolts kind of just spreads out, like you're shooting an airsoft gun. Instead, switch to your pistol or SMG to cover a doorway or window while your teammates reload, or to cover your retreat, and then reload your primary. This gives you some chance to hit the attackers who will inevitably come for you, and can even create some fun baiting situations. 2, and this applies really to any defender, always expect a window to have a sniper posted on it. Attackers love to camp windows now, and some just stay there all match baiting out kills, like the map Plane with stupid Glaz just sniping people through the window and one-shot bodying an entire team. Smoke is also a completely black operator, which used to be really helpful, but now with all the color in some of the newer maps, black sticks out more, which really gives you away. So don't depend entirely on camouflage or expect yourself to be invisible. Get behind some actual cover, like for example, your deployable shield. Don't be one of the schmucks that does get hit, because unlike some other defenders, your gadget is utterly useless if you're dead. And with that excellent segue, 3. Your gas is not your greatest weapon. While your teammates may tell you, oh, use the gas more, don't trust them. As I said before, the gas requires perfect timing and accuracy, neither of which I, nor you, likely have. Honestly, it's really hard to get right, and don't forget, it damages teammates too. You are the only one who can go in your gas without taking damage, so try not to just throw it at the attacker who just Kool-Aid Man through the wall behind your team. Him being R6, of course. I'm not saying don't use it, but be sure not to waste all of it on one enemy, as I have several times. Regardless of where you throw it, as long as it's in the way of the enemy, they'll think twice about charging through it, especially since you'll be waiting for them on the other side. I do have to mention the other playstyle, quote-unquote, that I tried out, which really screws up everything I've said so far, so I didn't want to mention it. I call it the gas dispenser. In this gimmick, and really, it is a gimmick, not a real loadout. Don't do this with a serious team. Only a casual, fun little having fun game, which makes Rainbow Six Siege more fun when you have that kind of game, but it can really piss off some of the more serious players. In this loadout, quote-unquote, you pick only close-range weapons, and explosive ones, like a nitro cell, shotgun, and I'd say his SMG, just to cover yourself stronger. I don't know. Then you throw your gas at literally every enemy. The cloud of gas lasts long enough that all 3 canisters should get you through the round, and the need to detonate one at a time also helps you slow down, and not use them all immediately. Then wait on the other side, behind cover of course. Watch for any movement through the gas and fire indiscriminately at it. If any attacker charges through, blow them away as well. That way, you could scare away any hard breachers that think they can charge into the room, because now they have no clue either where you are or if there are more defenders in there than just you. Keep in mind though, your gas is not the same as a smoke grenade. 1, it deals damage, of course, but 2, it is not at all. I guess it's not a perfect cover. People can see through it much more than you can half the time, so don't use it to cover and escape because people can just shoot through it and kill you. It's happened to me a lot. Trust me, I would know. This little gimmick playstyle works exactly 1 out of 12 times, so you only have to go 12 rounds failure. 11 rounds failure, because more often than not, defenders will just blow open a wall when they see gas covering an entry point, which forces them, therefore, to lose some of their cover, while hopefully you've set up in a spot where you still have cover to cover, but you still have a shield or whatever in order to shoot through the hole they just opened. Or, they'll just focus you instead, because, now they know you're a smoke. If they don't know that already. Anyway, back to the real video and the real tips. 4. The setup period is your time for action. Smoke is what I call a home base operator. Even on defense, there are several types of operators to me. The ones that set up gadgets that work even without them, I call tower defense operators. The ones that run around the map for cheeky kills or surprise kills, I call roamers, like a bandit or a Caveira. And the ones that shine as campers on the objective, or the gadget helps them reinforce the objective rooms, I call home base operators, like a Rook or, for example, Smoke. Smoke is one of those, because he's slow, but he's beefy. He's got decent health so he can survive a bunch of things, and his primaries are adequately geared for the close range of combat the objective calls for. So, during setup, reinforce walls, reinforce doors, deploy your shield, and choose your spot. Because 1, you have to make that objective room impenetrable, because when the enemy does in fact penetrate it, you are going to be a hard play to get past. You have to lie in wait for the perfect moment, for when your opponents have breached the room and their backs are turned, it's a magical time to use an SMG or a shotgun. But being me, you'll miss both your shotgun shots and get beamed in the head by a tryhard playing casual. Because that, my friends, is the pain of playing casual and the pain of playing smoke. Or it'll be Fuse. Fucking Fuse.